Like, what's the first thing you do when you go on a channel? The first thing that I do is, once I find a channel that I like, is I go to the channel and I look at all the other videos. Is all the other videos going to be the same as this video that I did, right? As the video that I enjoyed? Is it predictable? Am I going to get the same thing? Because if I like the one video, I'm going to like all the other videos, and I would binge watch all those other videos, and that's how you get exponential growth. Because you don't get exponential growth from people viewing one video. Yes, you can if that video is around a great topic, but you get exponential growth when people binge watch your content, and you build up goodwill with people as well. Like, when people know what they're going to get from you, they automatically going to click your next video. The experience with your last video also plays into like click-through rate and viewer retention. And so if they know that every single time they're going to get a good video from you, what's stopping them from choosing your video over other videos every single time when they log into YouTube? Because YouTube is just giving them exactly what they want. Every time they log in, the algorithm is made so that it can give the person exactly what they want to watch at that particular time. And so if there's a video of a new creator that creates a topic that interests them, that's why once they log into the YouTube homepage and they see that interesting topic, and then your video is right next to it, they're probably going to click your video because they know what they're going to get from you. They know they're going to get value. And so Paddy Galloway has done that. Every single video, he breaks down creators. He uses 3 to 4 factors that have helped the creator grow. He keeps it very simple. He keeps it interesting. His information is insane that he gives. It's information that beginner YouTubers, that advanced YouTubers, and anyone that's just interested in YouTube, and people that aren't even interested in YouTube, will find super interesting. If you go look at his comments, you will see that the people that he gets, the audience that he gets, is firstly fans of the creator that he breaks down. So they are fans of that person. So if, for example, Peter McKinnon, they are fans of his content, and so they're just interested in watching that content. Then he also speaks to beginner creators, they can learn something, and then he speaks to advanced creators. So that's 3 different audiences that are all interested in the same thing that he creates videos for. And so what you want to do is you want to create videos for a viewer persona and not necessarily a niche, because I don't think the YouTube algorithm thinks in niches. Like, they're just giving people what they want to watch. And what people want to watch, what they give them is based on the person's viewing history, on a viewer persona. And so if you create content for one viewer persona that's consistent and predictable and reliable, once you find something that works, you should just continue doing it all the time. And that's what Paddy Galloway did. He made 33 videos that were all exactly the same, following the same format. He only changed who the video idea was about, the creator. And he got 500,000 subscribers because people knew what they were going to get. And secondly, he brought in new audiences because he focused on fans of the creator. He focused on creating the video intriguing enough that fans of the creator would be interested, beginner YouTubers and advanced YouTubers. I think it's genius. Like, he's mastered getting in new viewers as well as retaining viewers, because his content is quality, and so people know what they're going to get, and so they're going to click every single time he uploads. And new viewers are interested. People that don't know about him are going to be interested because, like I said, they're beginner YouTubers, they're advanced YouTubers, or they know the creator that he's speaking about. And so I think it's genius. I think he's a master audience builder. He doesn't split his audience, even though his audience has different viewing. They're different people, but they are the same viewing persona, meaning they all like those type of videos, so they're all going to click and watch those videos. So that's one thing that I think he did really, really well. I think that's actually the best thing that he's done really, really well. He's managed to build an audience that allows him to get new viewers as well as retain viewers that know his content. Secondly, is his intros. Like, watch his video and listen to his intro and you will have an intro masterclass. He's also said in his interviews that he spends 90% of his time on the intro. He will spend more time on the intro than he will spend on the entire video, which is an insane thing to hear, because his videos, he spends up to 100 hours on his videos. And so to spend most of your time on your intro, because that's the, if you think about it, that's the most important time of the video. Like that is when you draw the audience in. You lose the most audience and people that click on your video in the intro, in the beginning. And so if you spend more time on your intros, more likely than not you are going to keep people entertained and keep people on your video, because once people are inside, they're going to naturally want to just watch the rest of your video. And I learned that from Mr. Beast. He said that once you get people in, more likely than not, they're not going to click off because they want to see the end of the video. If you have a payoff at the end, like if you are telling a story and if you follow the structure of a story where you're not just giving all the information away, you're giving drips and drabs, and then giving a payoff at the end, so like the people have to stay to the end to know to close the loop that you've opened in their mind, then they'll stick around. So what Paddy did is he focused a lot on his intro. His intro he spent majority of his time on, and if you watch his intros, it's an absolute masterclass. And I figured out the formula to his intros as well. He basically starts with like a controversial statement or like a controversial video of the creator he's speaking about, or just them saying something that kind of doesn't make them look like the YouTube genius that he's going to portray them as. And so that already gets people hooked, because then he says like, would you believe that this guy is a YouTube genius? And then he shows like a video of Mr. Beast being an idiot, or just doing silly things that you wouldn't associate with a millionaire. And so he opens up with a line like that. Then he usually like gives the numbers of the creator. So like something to blow your mind, like this creator is pulling this amount of views, and then he always opens like a storyline and creates intrigue. So like instead of stating stuff, he asks questions, and he doesn't give the answer to the question until you actually watch the video. And so this works because, like I said, it's opening storylines and creating intrigue, and it's just a storytelling 101. Like people have to watch in order to understand or to close that loop that you've opened up in their mind. Once he does it, like his intros are usually 1 minute long. He used to make it like a slower pace where he used to take a lot of pauses and then speak about what his channel was about as well. But in his latest videos, he doesn't do that. He just gives a 1 minute intro, controversial statement, numbers of the creator, why people should pay attention, and then the next minute he basically explains like where this creator came from and why people should watch, because they can replicate what the creator has. He basically answers questions that are going on in the creator's mind, because obviously if people watch the video, they're just going to think like, oh, they were able to do that and get the success because they had access to resources that maybe the viewer doesn't have. He always addresses those questions that the viewers have in their head and makes the viewer believe it's possible for them as well. So he spends like a minute doing that, coupled with actually giving more context to who the creator is. But when he gives context, it's interesting, it's not boring. Like a lot of people, when they give context, it's boring. Like you're not progressing the story forward. You either, there's like two phases in YouTube videos. There's action where you're progressing the story forward, and then there's context where you have to give context to certain things. So what he does is that he makes the context parts super interesting and still moves the story line along. He doesn't, there's no time for a person to click off. He opens up storylines and creates intrigue while giving you context at the same time, which I think is just genius, because it's going to make you want to stay. There's no point for you to click off, because at any given point a person could click off. Like YouTube is abundance of content. Like everything you want is there. Like all your favorite creators are there. When you're watching from your phone or from a laptop, like you can click off at any point and there's another video that's there waiting for you. And so he bridges his content by creating storylines and opening loops and not giving viewers time to click off. He doesn't give any pause. But this is only in his later videos. I think he discovered that in the beginning, when he was telling people, when he was giving context and it was boring, and when he was telling people what his channel was about, he probably lost a lot of viewers. And so that's one way he keeps someone's following me here. That's one way he retains his audience and gets YouTube to push out these videos to more viewers and gets people to watch his videos until the end. Another thing he did, the third thing he did, is that his business model is genius. He wanted to be a YouTube consultant, and so what he did was he showed his authority by breaking down successful creators. Because if you focus in the beginning, if you focus on creating videos about people that already have attention, then you don't need to get the attention for your videos, because obviously in the beginning no one cares about your content, no one cares about you. And so how do you get around this? You focus on people that are already getting attention. And so he broke down people that were getting attention and showed his expertise by giving valuable information that people couldn't get from other videos. And so this is genius, because he's getting attention by focusing on creators that have attention, and he's showing his authority and his expertise. Like, I think it's a genius business model. He didn't have to do any outreach. He said he's never ever done outreach for his consulting and for his strategy. People have just reached out to him because he creates interesting ideas, he has exceptional advice, and his content is easy to follow, and it's engaging and entertaining. I think Paddy Galloway is a genius, honestly. What I want to do is that I actually want to make similar videos, but I want to focus on creators that he hasn't focused on. So I enjoy online business, and so I kind of want to focus on creators like Iman Gadzi and Alex Ambozi, because they're both blowing up on social media, and so like creating breakdowns as to how they grew their channel so fast. And then I also want to make a video on Paddy Galloway, speaking about these things that I just spoke about, of how he grew his channel, but obviously do it in a more structured and coherent way, so that it's easy to understand, and I just bring it across in a more structured way. Obviously I have no script here, I'm just speaking off the top of my head about things that I've learned. Anyway, so that's what I learned about Paddy Galloway and how he grew his channel to 500k subscribers with just 33 videos. He kept it simple, and he just focused on building an audience that knew that he would produce consistent and reliable content. Like, that's all you need to do. You need to create content that is consistent and reliable for one viewing persona. And when you do that, you don't need to focus on trends. You don't need to focus on what's the latest trend. Because when you do that, like, you just, even though you might get views, how many of those views are people that would actually be interested in the content that you want to produce? Like, what's the point of getting 100k views on a video, and then your next video that you upload, you create a video that you want to talk about, because the first video you created was on a trend, you were jumping on a trend, and then you got 100k views, but those people are they going to be interested in the content that you want to create going forward? So then your next video gets 2,000 views. Like, what's the point of that? I don't understand. There's no point in doing that. And I didn't know this. I also obviously thought like views is the most important thing, when it's not. The most important thing is building an audience. You can do anything you want once you build an audience, because then you have people that care about you. Then you can sell your things. Then you can use that audience that you have and go in the direction that you want. And so if you focus on audience building, you won't have to focus on the trends, because building an audience is the same. People have been doing it for decades. It's never going to change. The same, like, there's timeless business principles that are never going to change. And the people that just focus on trends are wasting their time, because trends are here and gone tomorrow. Just like the audience you get and the views you get from that trend, they're going to be there for that trend and they're going to be gone tomorrow. What's the point of that? What's the point of capturing attention and then not being able to do anything else with it afterward? Not being able to use it to your advantage and create something that you want to create. If you're just creating content for trends and stuff you don't want to do, you're going to get burnt out and you're not going to enjoy it. Also, what I noticed from like gaming channels, or at least one gaming channel that I looked at, is that they use the games as a canvas for what they want to create. So like, they don't just focus on on creating videos that like show tactics of the game. They focus on storytelling and how they can use the game as like a platform, as a canvas for what they want to speak about. So they'll get people interested by using the game. So obviously the game attracts people. It's the same as Train Jack in like making videos about other people that are already famous and have attention. They use the game to attract the audience, and then they keep them hooked and build that audience by talking about things that interest them. One person that does it really well is Tommy Innit. Now, I don't know all of his content, but I've listened to a few of his podcasts, and it's what I've gauged from what he's saying. Okay, 24 players, and I've only killed one. Trying to go as central as possible so that the safe zone doesn't close on me. Oh. Oof. That sounded close. Oh my gosh. Oh! Oof. And to get out of this. Okay, there we go. There's a tank. I probably can't get inside it. I knew it. Oh! What the hell?